Everyone's got guilty pleasures. This entire show is one giant big guilty pleasure. But Domino's Pizza, to me, is that one thing I can't resist. And I'm just so far gone at this point that I don't even know if it's actually good pizza anymore. I don't care. I love it. I remember when they first released that phone app and it suddenly became that much easier to order pizza. You didn't actually have to talk to anyone. Things got pretty crazy for a bit, like pretty wild. Well, today I'm going to recreate a Domino's pizza from scratch and try to get it as closely to the real thing as I can get it, from the comfort of my own home, of course. Let's do it. Domino's Pizza coming right up, over here. So I found a few different copycat recipes online. I'm gonna put them all together and that's what's gonna turn into my pizza. So you got one for the crust, you got one for the sauce, and for the toppings, I'm just gonna use cheese. I'm not gonna overcomplicate it. Hope that's okay. Of course it is, why would they care? Now, if I were involved in some sort of pizza crust taste test, I'd for sure be able to pinpoint which one was Domino's solely based on taste. It's that specific. So let me show you what I'm using. 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 teaspoons of brown sugar, packet of instant yeast, 5 teaspoons of dry milk powder, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 177 milliliters of warm water. You're gonna wanna roll it around in cornmeal. What we're gonna do to start things off is add our flour, brown sugar, salt, dry milk powder, and olive oil. Whisk it. Add half your warm water to the flour. Take your instant yeast and put it into the remaining warm water. Time to wake this sleeping giant. Let this rest for 10 minutes. Once you got that yeast looking nice and frothy, add it to the mixture. Mix it in. And now you're gonna wanna start kneading it together. I have not decided yet if I'm gonna do it with my hand or with my mixer and its trusty dough hook attachments. Just gonna drizzle a little olive oil in my hand, rub it around, and then I'm gonna coat this entire thing. Gluten-y. Now put it into your bowl, covered it in plastic wrap. Now this goes into a dry, warm place for 90 minutes. It needs to ferment. For me, that's my oven. Turned off, of course, but just warmed up just a little bit. Okay, we got 90 minutes to kill. You can go outside, do whatever you want. Personally, I'm gonna stick to making the pizza sauce. I'm not gonna go anywhere. Actually, you shouldn't either. You should stay put. This is what I'm using for my Domino's pizza sauce. Canned whole tomatoes, tomato puree, a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, basil, garlic powder, oregano, black pepper, sunflower oil, if you got it, vegetable oil, you pick. Get your second biggest bowl because your big bowl is being used by the pizza dough. You're gonna take your whole tomatoes or your diced canned tomatoes, which I'm using, and you're gonna puree them until they're smooth. You're gonna wanna add your tomato puree in with your tomato puree. Tablespoon of sunflower oil, basil, oregano, salt, garlic powder, black pepper, sugar. Now in a saucepan over medium-high heat, you're gonna combine all this goodness. Once it starts bubbling, you're gonna turn the heat down to low. Put the lid on and let it hang out for an hour. Don't even need to worry about it. It's gonna be fine. All I'm doing today is a plain cheese pizza. That's it. I'm not gonna overcomplicate things. But even Domino's does their cheese a specific way. 70% mozzarella, 30% provolone. This dough has risen. Punch down your dough. We're just gonna knead this really quickly for a couple more minutes. Divide it in half. Cover one more time with plastic wrap. And you're gonna let these sit here for another 30 minutes. They're gonna rise yet again. Look at these plump bastards. The dough kneaded, even more so. Now take your cornmeal, sprinkle it on your surface. Start shaping the dough in this cornmeal. Just need the rolling pin to get it started. Once you got it in a good spot, I'm gonna move it over to my hands. Some sort of pizza stone or a pizza baking pan. Shaping it into my desired shape. See the crust right around. Now with your homemade pizza sauce, you're gonna start spreading it on top. A little bit here, a little bit there. You're gonna wanna make sure that you give about an inch right here. You don't wanna go too close to the edge. Now you wanna put a healthy amount of sauce onto this pizza. I'm gonna mix my cheese together now. Now when Domino's does this, they probably just have some young whippersnapper take the cheese and start going like this, you know? Young whippersnapper. This last step is purely optional, but I'm just taking a little bit of my sunflower oil and I'm just gonna brush it around the outer crust. I don't know if that's exactly what Domino's does, but it's worth a shot. My oven's preheated to around 250 degrees Celsius. That's around 460 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna bake this pizza for like 8 to 10 minutes. Woo! That is sizzling. Okay, everyone be quiet. Quiet on set. It is time. I honestly did not think that I would get it as close as I did. But when it's all said and done, that's like an 8.5 out of 10 in closeness to the actual Domino's pizza. I'm not even joking. I don't joke about this sort of thing. I'm trying to figure out what's different between mine and actual Domino's. There's a few things. The cheese isn't 100% there. There's something different there. The crust could be a little higher here. It does taste pretty close to Domino's. The pizza sauce tastes identical. If you are interested in making homemade, almost Domino's pizza, I will leave the recipe in the description below. I bid you good luck. Use at your own risk, please, I beg you. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Super appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the show, and if you did, you're not already subscribed, make sure to jump on that. If you are subscribed, sweet stuff, love it. I've left the link for my Patreon in the description below, and if you're interested in becoming a producer of the show, like these lovely people over here, then definitely sign up for that. And if you're not interested, well, that's totally cool too. I'll see you guys soon.